And now we ask these things in your holy name, Emmanuel, God with us. Amen.
To race from the bottom to the top at the drop of the green flag.
Hey, folks, do you root for the underdog? Then Ryan Sieg is your guy. Of the Elite 8 playoff drivers, he has the fewest, well, of just about everything, including points. He will start last on the playoff grid of 8, 23 below the line, but he oozes with confidence and desire. He's a true underdog story, and he'll be playing dodgeball with a playoff elimination for the next 3 weeks, Marty.
Dave, a moment ago, Ross Chastain.
They get a little bit of a reprieve from that. See Briscoe making that move on the outside work. Still sticking with it. Had an opportunity to go to the bottom, but he didn't. Staying in the second groove, not as high as he was before. That's just a smart adjustment, guys. Trying to make that work early, knowing it was, feeling that it wasn't enough grip after trying it, then going into the second lane rather than.
Ross Chastain in the 10. Out front, the 98 of Chase Briscoe, who was behind the 9 and 22 when they were wrecking. He now is up to second. Brandon Jones, and here comes Harrison Burton in that Dex number 20.
Ryan Sieg in the 4th position. Dave.
See there on the bottom line, Steve, the 39 running, one of the veterans in the round of 8, and talking with his crew chief, Cowboy Starlin, this morning, he said that's going to work to our advantage. Even though we have a points climb, if we're going to make it through on points. Oh, and Daniel Hemrick is in the wall, guys. We're going to be able to outrun some of those younger guys because we think they're going to make mistakes. Well, the youngest is Justin Haley at age 21, but the 2 guys that just wrecked out, Cindric and Gregson, age 22. Advantage Ryan Sieg playing the veteran move and hanging in there in the 39.
The 8 made it to pit road.
It looked like he had a left front tire flat. We'll have to go back and manage your risk. I mean, obviously it seems to be working. He just gained right there on Chastain. Now he turns to the bottom as Chastain goes up the hill, tries to go by that 39 of Sieg.
I think also, guys, that 10 car, Ross Chastain, we know he's going cup racing next year. So all these guys, they're racing with someone that a car owner in the Cup Series feels is ready to go cup racing. You want to race that guy hard. You want to show people you can do it too.
Chastain gets in front of Sieg, so he moves up to the 4th spot. But Sieg battling back now to the inside. We mentioned Sieg as a Cinderella story, family-owned team. Ryan Sieg trying to shock the field, see if he can make it into the championship 4.
Trying to make the most of that support. You see CMR on the hood of that race car. They have announced they're going to be back full-time with the Sieg family again next year. That support and the hard work and determination of this team, you see it. They continue to improve, try to get some newer equipment each week, and as we continue into the playoffs, he's right up here battling.
The early caution that came out for the 22 and the 9, and the 9 driver out of not only the car but out of the race, is standing by with Marty.
And the first thing we want to ask Noah Gregson, what was their contact with the 22, Noah?
I'm not sure, Marty. That's a good question. I've yet to see a replay. So our Bass Pro Shop
Through the playoffs with those playoff points, but nothing is guaranteed as we see almost 3 wide racing out of the 7 and the 39. A little surprise from this run from Allgaier. I thought he'd move forward a little bit quicker, trying to get by Sieg for the 7th position.
And we saw a good battle off of turn 4. Right here, you see Anthony Alfredo turns underneath Ross Chastain. A little high Chastain.
No out of bounds here, so we saw Anthony Alfredo go all the way down to the apron as we're on the final lap of this first stage, and still a pretty good battle here between 2 playoff drivers. Justin Allgaier and the 39 of Ryan Sieg. That's for the 7th spot. It's all Briscoe right now up front. He has a 3-second lead over Brandon.
He has got a handful, although it doesn't seem to be hurting his speed as he closes in on the back bumper of the 39.
Justin Allgaier, he'll get better all night long. That experience that he has, given the information to his team, and he'll hang in there. He'll fight all night long, and before this is over, they'll make that car better, and he'll be up toward the front.
He's been successful this year, already victory lane a few times.
Was able to use that car as a pick. Now they're catching another lap car. See where everybody goes here.
Burton's going to go high, and we'll see if the 10 also goes up. Sure enough, but 3 wide Burton trying to make the pass now.
That was the lane that Harrison wanted to be in. He wanted to get in that top. That's where he's been making his ground up. Chastain will beat him on corner entry. Then Harrison has got to use the acceleration on the exit of the corner to try to get back at Chastain. Chastain is one of the most difficult people to pass on the racetrack. He races every lap like it's the last one. Great opportunity for young drivers to learn with an experienced veteran.
And you had mentioned Ross Chastain will be driving for Chip Ganassi next year at the Cup level. Has a good run this time by Harrison. Puts him to the outside of the 10. Let's see if he can complete the pass.
He should have the advantage now. He's able to enter with him into 3. Should have enough run off of 4 to beat Chastain, and he does. See this battle for 7th. Allgaier continuing to work his way toward the front. Still doesn't have that car the way he wants it, but like I said before, they'll keep working. They'll make it better.
They've got another stop coming up in 12 laps, the end of stage 2. And Steve had mentioned, you know, the first 2 stages are 45 laps each for a total of 90. And then there's going to be a 110-lap stage to end this race. So a marathon compared to the 2 sprints to start off this run and stage 2.
Jeff, you talked about Allgaier and how you knew he was going to keep fighting. Well, this is just fighting 1 to go, come to the stage. You say every point matters. Look at this battle right here with the 39 and the 0-2.
Yeah, Brett Moffitt, he wants to get in there and play too. He's not in the playoffs. These other 2 are, but he doesn't care. He's here to race. On the very bottom of the racetrack, watch right there, the car wiggles. He gets up the racetrack, almost gets into the side of Sieg. That benefits Allgaier. He goes and clears both of those guys. That's 2 points. There's 2 points, Mark.
Free agents in NASCAR.
Yeah.
Which I think is great for the sport, right? Some movement, keeping these drivers on their edge.
Yeah, very hungry drivers also, as Haley is able to clear Ryan Sieg. But it is Briscoe scheme with more information about John and his fight. Still out front.
Find your own path. That's what Sieg's doing right here. I like the gamble. I think there's very little downside for the potential upside of this 39 car.
Cowboy Starlin calling the shots for Ryan Sieg and that 39 team.
And look at the bottom left. You know, we talk about what a surprise winner would do. With Sieg currently leading, we're going to give him credit for that. Cindric instantly becomes -14. Chastain -17. So that's the fear of all of these cars. Remember, Harrison Burton looked like he was going to win this race earlier this year, hands down, no doubt. A late caution. Next thing you know, Brandon Jones wins the race. We still have 47 laps to go. A late yellow. We could see another, I hate to call him a surprise, but an unexpected winner. Someone that hasn't led a lot of laps, and you can see how much it turns the points completely upside down.
He's the only guy, a part of the playoff drivers round of 8, that doesn't have a career win, Ryan Sieg. How about get your first career win at Kansas Speedway and lock yourself into the championship 4? That would be a pretty good Cinderella story.
They were 1 neither. We expect to see that 1 car run a little bit better than they've run tonight, but just been a struggle for them.
Now the unfortunate part for Sieg, the downside. Let's talk about the downside. For every gamble, there's a downside. Oh, it'll help him.
But there it is.
Caution's out, caution's out, turn 4, caution's out.
Forget that downside, Rick. We're going to ignore that. It's all up. It's all upside for the 39. And a double upside, and here's why. I don't think the other leaders will pit. So at a track where he was the caution, Josh Rayum, I believe, in 47. Not sure how he got there. That's kind of the exit of turn 4 down the inside grass. So, hey, Jeff, you said it, Cinderella. Could the night be right for the 39?
Well, Steve, those tires, you just mentioned it. Everybody else has been on been off of pit road for a while. They got laps on those tires. Ryan Sieg, with only 13 cars on the lead lap, he's going to come out with fresh tires. Here's the caution.
Definitely doesn't look 100%.
And by the way, this is Josh's first start of the 2020 season in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, it's an interesting, you know, he has made starts before, but with no practice, it's very difficult for someone to just kind of jump in the series. But he was doing okay until that point. So, Jeff, we talked about the gamble for Sieg. It's obvious he's going to come to get pit road. I have to ask myself, though, what about Justin Haley? Back there in 11th. I know you only have 12 laps on the tires, but with 44 to go, would you gamble put your last set of tires on here and just hope there's not another yellow. He's kind of run politely 10th or 11th all night long. I'm not sure he's going to lose any spots if the gamble goes wrong. So is that a way that, you know, they could gamble? Now remember, his crew could run into a great run. We'll have to see. This is kind of their chance.
We know Ryan Sieg's got to come to pit road. He hadn't come yet under the green flag run, and we're seeing a lot of guys pass the opening to pit road.
Yeah, but I think there's going to be some more takers. Sieg comes. This looks like Moffitt.
Moffitt's joining him.
I love the gamble by the 02, the 39 of pit road. Dave.
Gamble was a word that Cowboy Starlin used with me this morning when I talked to him about the 39. And they will put on 4 tires here. They're going to reduce the air pressure in the right front. They're going to increase it in the right rear. They've been kind of doing that most of the race. There's Moffitt on pit road as well. Justin Haley pitting as well in the 11 car. Marty?
And you see Brett Moffitt leaving pit road, so why not gamble here? Yes, taking on.
Dave, what do you have on Ryan?
One of the things we love about the 39 team is how they do a lot with a little, and you'd probably believe me if I told you Cowboy Starlin was not a laptop guy when I talked to him today about his car, the 39 there. Instead of going to a laptop, he paged his way through a composition book, pen and paper for this man right here. He found the information that he needed, knew right where it was, and then he told me all about it. Pen and paper for this guy, and he just made a good gamble there getting the fresh tires for the 39. Let's see how far Sieg can go, restarting 9th.
Yeah, Steve, you mentioned it. Let's remember, they still have a set of tires. Like everybody in front of them, they still have a set of tires they can put on this car. There are some cars behind them that have used all their...
And here comes Sieg into the picture.
We mentioned it off turn 2 that one time. The 11 got a little loose. The 20 went up the racetrack as these two continue to battle. But watch the 7 behind them. The 20 and the 11 get close, and watch. Just kind of comes up, kisses the wide. I don't think there was any damage with it. Caught my eye for sure.
Getting ready for the restart. There will be 29 laps to go as they cross the start-finish line now. In Atlanta. Yeah, it's going to
make your way through this field.
29 to go now as the green flag flies once again. Haley, not a great restart here as Ryan Sieg gets off to a good start. And now they're 4 wide going into 1.
That's it.
Oh, and around. Ryan Sieg, race leader, has chosen that outside line for this restart. Justin Haley will be on the inside. Brett Moffitt, Truck Series winner from earlier today, on the outside. Austin Hill on the inside of row 2. Austin finished 3rd in that Truck Series race. And there's the 7 of Justin Allgaier back in row 3, involved in the incident that just took place on track, but still up here inside the top 6. "23 laps remain. And once again, they try to go 3 and almost 4 wide into turn 1.
Sieg got a nice start on the outside. He'll have some momentum down the backstretch. Moffitt behind him. 3rd car on the outside. Briscoe in the 98.
That's the one you got to watch. Look at him making it.
Briscoe now up to 2nd. 22 laps to go.
Yeah, I think if you're Ryan Sieg right here, you just have to run whatever lane's best for your car. I'm not sure you have an option. If the 98's good enough, he's going to go by regardless. He goes up the banking and just stands in the gas. He's going to have a huge amount of speed down the backstretch.
Sieg running his line now as he goes down to the bottom of the racetrack. Briscoe will stay up high.
That's where he's been fast all night long. The exit of 4. Look at him throttle up. Just clear Ryan Sieg well before the start-finish line.
He led very difficult, right? The rules are not the same. A lot of the same personnel. I mentioned it's the same crew chief on top of the pit box. That's a full day of racing. I know they don't practice over the course of the weekend, but to think you're going to drive and call 2 races in the same day.
You have to applaud both Brett Moffitt and Austin Hill. They're the 2 that have won the Kansas races in the trucks here. Austin Hill won earlier this year in the Truck Series, and now Brett Moffitt earlier today won in the Truck Series, and both of them are currently running up here in the top 10, and right now Moffitt trying to take 2nd away from Sieg.
Yeah, Moffitt's not done. He doesn't care that he's a full-time truck guy. He's going to prove he belongs here. turn to the bottom of the 39. This is going to be a tough pass to clear. Can he drive down far enough into the corner to slide in front of the 39? Will he go up the banking in front of him? He's going to try, but the 39's still there.
And he just can't carry the speed he wants to carry on the bottom of the racetrack. He wanted to almost slide him a little bit, but I think he was afraid to.
Putting Haley back in the picture here.
I like the move back to the top for the 0-2, though. You got to understand when you're on offense, when you're on defense. That corner, he was on defense, trying to hold the 11 back. A couple more corners like that, then you can take another run at the 39.
Well, behind them was Daniel Hemrick.
Restart, probably only maybe 6 laps to go. Will it work out? There are still 13 cars on the lead lap.
Well, if I had a set of tires, to quote my former owner, we didn't buy them to see them in the pits. We bought them to put them on the race car. So I would be putting tires on this 39. I think that they've had a nice job. They've had a great night. I think they can run in the top 5 if they stay out. But, Jeff, I mean, even running second, he is below the cut line at minus 15.
4 tires, what's your temperature?
There you go, 4 tires. I think you have to make that call, right, Jeff? Put tires on this thing and hope you get lucky.
I don't know. I think you're going to have to get really lucky starting back in 13th. If you restart second, maybe the leader has a problem. Maybe he, maybe something doesn't work out for him. And I think it's easier to win the race from second on old tires than it is from 13th on new tires. I just don't think he can get up that far. There's only 8 laps left to go, and we're still not coming to the green yet. So I don't know. I know the car would be better with tires, but I just don't think he can make up that many spots.
I don't think he'll restart 13th, though. I'm looking at 2, 3 cars, maybe 4 cars that'll come in, maybe continue to try to improve their car with repairs behind him in the 39. 4 tires, put them on.
You're committed, man.
I'm committed.
Let's do it.
You and Cowboy, you're thinking the same as
well.
39. Here he comes.
Williams is going to follow him.
That's the key. How many come behind him?
That's right. Kevin Starland is the crew chief's given name. His nickname is Cowboy. He's worn that for a lot of years. And yeehaw, here they go. They're going to give the 39 driver Ryan Sieg 4 fresh Goodyear tires. He's really one of few who have any left, and certainly the playoff driver is the only one that has the option to do it. Right here, the journeyman of the 33-year-old from Tucker, Georgia, 232nd start in the Xfinity Series. He's never won. Is this the opportunity that Ryan Sieg needs? Ryan Sieg.
He's got fresh tires. He's got fresh tires, the freshest tires on the track. We'll see. Can he make them work and get to the front? He's going to have to get by Briscoe.
Top. Where will Sieg go? Be interested to see. The field's kind of split in front of him.
Gotta go to the bottom. Gotta go to the bottom. That's where he went. Went to the bottom.
All right, there you go, Jeff. You wanted him at the bottom. That's where he's at.
I wanted him at the top because then you can make a move, but just too many cars took the top. I think he had to go to the bottom here. And the 44 car would have been right in front of him, and you see the damage on his car. I think that would have been difficult for him. The 10 car's got some issues. I'm sorry, the 19 car's got some issues.
So I don't think he can get there in just these 3 or 4 laps. He could prove me wrong, but
overtime.
2 or 3
in this race.
3 to go. Here comes that 39.
Yeah, Ryan Sieg working on the 31 of Hill. He should clear him here with the new tires. Oh, Hill's going to stay on his right rear quarter panel and not let the 39 clear. Oh, he squeezes past.
Ryan Sieg back up to 4th. Remember, he gave up 2nd to go in and get the fresher tires. Will it pay off?
He has the speed. He really needs a caution. One more restart. He might have a chance from here. Closing in on the 11 of Haley for 3rd. Quickly.
2 laps to go.
You see how much of an advantage the fresh tires are. He drives right around the 11. We'll try to set his sights on the 8 for 2nd. Briscoe, unfortunately, though, is out 1.3 seconds with only a lap and a half to go, Rick.
All the way up against the fence. The 90.
Your pets and lint roll less.
So the gamble was for Ryan Sieg. With that many laps left, what did you think about Cowboy's call?
I was a little worried when we stayed out for so long that it was starting to pick up a vibration. I was getting worried, but it was a good call. I was getting worried, but he, I guess he had, you know what I mean, knew that the tires were going to be okay, and we just needed a few more laps there at the end. But to come home P3 in the first round of the playoffs again is pretty good. We're doing what we need to do. Just hopefully we probably going to need a win to get to the next round, but just proud of all the boys on the CMR team and just can't thank everybody enough. Say hello to everyone at home, Amanda and all the kids. They're all watching, so just happy to run third. You know what I mean? We had second, but we had some tires left, so we had to come in, but it's what it is.
Ryan, Cowboy and I talked about that earlier today. We talked about a win as the sure way, of course, but he really felt like there were some younger guys who might not play it as smart as you. We did have a couple wreck out tonight, so what do you think about even possibility of pointing it in from here on out?
Yeah, you never know. Anything can happen. We just got to do all we can do. We had to take gambles because you're pretty much going to have to win, but we had some wrecks, and then we were like, we definitely got to gamble to get some more points on the few cars that had a bad day. So congrats to, you know what I mean? I can't thank him enough for all he does. We're going to gamble.
2 to go for Ryan Sieg to make it to that championship 4.
With tons of Halloween favorites.